Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I'm Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn and John McTavish. How you guys doing?
So,
Doing well, man. Thanks.
All right. So today we are talking about the Drew Estate Liga Privada Único Serie Bauhaus. The cigar is a Rothschild 4.5 by 50. Comes out of the La Gran Fabrica Drew Estate factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Connecticut broadleaf, binders from Brazil, filler is from Honduras and Nicaragua. It is blended by Willie Herrera. Price point is $21.89. This is a European-only release, so it's converted dollars. And the cigar was released in February of 2021. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
well, I don't need to go to Europe to chase this down, and that's good. Nice beanie, by the way. Is that
Thank
an
you, sir.
underground beanie?
It is because
Is it?
I am bought and paid for by Drew Estate.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna get one too. Okay, not for this cigar though. I thought this was I thought this was an okay Connecticut broadleaf. Nothing off-putting, but it was definitely more like earthy and spice driven for me. So, you get a lot of that earthy, like dirt soil component. You got some nice baking spices kicking in, cedar. But there's there's very little of that, like that chewy, chocolatey kind of note that I expect good Connecticut broadleafs to have. So I basically didn't get that a lot, much at all. A little bit of semi-sweet chocolate here and there, but that's kind of a bit far-reaching. So I thought it was okay, just okay. But burn and draw, I guess some AJ style props of amazing burn and draw.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
Well, first of all, since the other half of the naming council is near, and I believe that both Willie and Drew's Estates knows better than to call a 4.5 by 50 a Rothschild. I just want to get this out of the way.
That's me. That's me, not them.
Oh, is that you? Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
I keep coming in hot, and it's.
What am I doing wrong with Rothschild at 4.5 by 50?
That's a short Robusto, man.
What's a Rothschild?
Oh, that's a Rothschild as
No.
well.
Rothschild.
No, come on now.
What's a
Is it?
Rothschild then?
What's a Rothschild?
I don't know. I have to check the naming
All right,
council.
you talk about the cigar. I'll research Rothschild.
Yeah, if you
Go for
could.
it.
I mean,
There's no
I'll
official any of this shit. Let's be
Well, I
honest.
mean that's true, but I thought a Rothschild was smaller than a 50 ring gauge. I will certainly own up to it if I'm wrong, which
Maybe it was a 4.4 by 50.
happens all the
perhaps.
time. Anywho, I mean, it's interesting listening to Jiunn talk about sort of what he didn't like about the cigar, because I can kind of get some of that, but I'll get into that in a second. So I actually thought the cigar was good, and I've been pretty critical of some of the Drew Estate releases previously, like the Year of the Rat wasn't really my thing. Some of the profiles of different Drew Estate cigars can be really overly earth forward, and I'm not really a fan of that. But I actually got a lot of molasses, syrupy wood, definitely got the spices, some sweetness, some creaminess. And, it was pretty balanced through the first third. It wasn't like a pepper bomb or anything like that. It was pretty engaging. And then a second third, more of that creaminess and less of the pepper spice, and sort of a citrusy cedar combination, which was really nice, like almost a tropical sweetness. So I was really a fan of that. And then the last third, I did get a lot of that earth forward flavor. So it's kind of earth and cedar with a little citrus hints, and it just didn't have the same complexity. And a curious turn, and this is really unusual for Drew's Estates, is the cigar actually went out on me and requiring relight, so I had to dock the burn. And the draw also had some resistance to it as well, about 2.5 notches. So little snug on the draw, not crazy, but had to dock it there as well. But for me overall, it was a pretty enjoyable experience. Loomis, take it away.
Yeah, I thought the cigar had a nice combination of dark wood, baking spice, and mustiness. Had a nice progression of fullness through the first two thirds. Final third saw a little bit of a dip in enjoyment as the baking spice dropped out and some of the toast joined the wood and kind of built up to the end. I think the cigar is a pretty nice addition to the Unico series. And for fans of the series, I think it's definitely something that they should try. Maybe if they want to, try to track it down from Europe. Yeah, I'd have no problem smoking more of these. It's definitely a darker cigar, something that you maybe want to smoke in the evening after a nice meal, things like that. I also did have some burn issues with my sample as well. So it's, I think, I don't know that Liga Privada is that's the best burning, cigar across the line. So it's kind of that thick wrapper can cause problems sometimes, but I dug it. So let's get into the scores. Going to start at the top with me at 6.47. John was next at 6.32.
What?
Jiunn gave it a 5.75, and Seth, who wasn't able to join us, gave it a 5.23. So I'll go with my score first. My score matches up well. I thought it was definitely a good flavor profile. Had a little bit of issues with the burn, so that kind of was a little bit of a detriment, or otherwise I'd be over the 6.5 mark. So it's, I don't know. I mean, at this score, it's kind of in a good company, because I think last year this is around the range of the highest score I gave for the year. So it's good to get one of these in something that we smoked in February. So
Get out of the way.
yeah. All right, John, 6.32.
So for the record, a Rothschild officially, the official, unofficial, it's 4.5 by 48. So it's kind of like, to me, it's a little bit like a Lancero. Lancero has to be 38 ring gauge. If you go to 40, if you go to 42, no bueno. Anywho. Yeah, I think the score matches up really well. It was a solid release. I mean, it kind of sucks that it's European only, because this is definitely my wheelhouse. I would see myself kind of smoking these in the regular. So since, call me, hook me up with the European release, no, I'm just kidding. But no, it was good. And I agree that the big thing with broadleaf is it's pretty much like rawhide. Like, to get broadleaf to burn is really, really hard. And to be frank, as long as the flavors aren't impacted by an offset burn, I don't necessarily care so much. It's just when it goes out, sometimes we find if a cigar goes out and you have to relight it, it impacts the flavor profile. But yeah, it was a good experience. Jiunn, take it away.
5.75.
So Seth
Jiunn.
and I thought it was an average cigar. We think that it is overpriced. We also think that we like the Year of the Rat better. And last but not least, we think, Aaron, you should have a Bauhaus drop instead of that Year of the Rat that you did.
There you
I
go.
don't think you liked.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I will say that the price is a bit up
It's
there.
so
for,
expensive.
for
What
a
is the price?
Rothschild.
It's like $22.
21.89.
Now, but I mean,
And
does
you
that
gotta
include
pay
taxes? Yeah,
the
like
shipping and all that shit from
Yeah.
Europe. That's not cheap either.
no. I'm sure there's some kind of tax thing that's got to be included in that price, right?
I have no idea.
But I mean, no offense to Drew Estate, but if it's an equal footing in the U.S., there's a lot of cigars that I'd be reaching for before I'd reach for a Bauhaus at $22. And there's no disrespect to the cigar. It's just that's a lot on the American market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In regards to the Rothschild discussion, the Illusionary Rothschild is 4.5 by 50. So
Dion's wrong.
Do you want me to call up Dion and tell him he's wrong? Because I'll do it.
you also need to talk to Nick, because the Charter Oak Rothschilds are also 4.5 by 50.
Oh,
Nick is also wrong.
I did actually talk mad shit about that when Nick did that. I was like, come on, Nick, you know better than that.
So-
I'm disappointed.
Those are very good
Only the
Rothschilds. So I
Cubans
think
are
that
right.
I think we should change it to 4.5 by 50.
Well,
So-
that's what the non-Cubans want you to do. They want you to sully the good Cuban tradition.
Yep.
I think it's okay to do that now. I think we're far enough along that we can just
far enough along,
forget
65 years.
Forget that cigars ever came from Cuba. So
Where? Never heard of it. But no, this is it. This is a good cigar. I mean, I think people might be asking, like, is it similar to an Undercrown or is it similar to 252? It's not really similar to any other Liga. Like, I would say it's got a little bit of the creaminess of the Undercrown, but it lacks that pepper bite of the Undercrown. And it's different. The 252 I find is a lot sweeter than Bauhaus. So it doesn't really taste like anything else in the Unico line. I mean, it's got some components, but you wouldn't say it's like, like the L40 or anything like that.
I think relatively speaking, in regards to Connecticut broadleafs, it's got more balance than most broadleafs out there, which kind of makes sense to the European market, right? Because those guys are. I'm not going to say what I really want to say because I'm going to get some fucking trolls for the comments.
pansies.
Yeah, from bitches. But anyways, they have a more refined palate.
Yeah.
So the balance, is more suited to
More delicate palate.
Delicate.
Refined.
Yeah,
I think
you're not-
refined is giving them too much credit.
Yeah,
Delicate.
you're
is
not
the proper
you're not
word.
getting that like saddle leather and kind of chewy earth like you might get with a lot of.
That's true,
broadleaf.
because I think about like Skip's Wonderlust, right? Like it
Yeah.
is way more balanced than anything that he makes. I think most of
Oh,
his
yeah.
cigars are very unbalanced, as a matter of fact. Whereas the Wonderlust shows some sort of balance, all things considered. And it's going to, of course, it's the European market cigar, right? So
Yep.
you can't smack them with a pepper bomb, man.
No,
They'll cave.
they'll write you a strongly worded letter.
All right, if you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. But also check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Bauhaus.